Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches.
Our new podcast, Let's Have a Kiki with Movie Bitches.
I really feel like we need some Kinder eggs or something.
Oh my God, right? Some
be like-
ASMR. Oh yeah, you could crackle your. Oh, yes, that's good. I got the little tingles.
Is it our flagship episode? Is that what you call it?
Sure.
Flagship store? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are in Sundance. We are at the Sundance TV headquarters where they have graciously invited us to film or to tape.
Launch this podcast.
We're going to launch it.
Yeah.
Like
Just
ship.
like the ship, the flagship.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're sitting in a beautiful Park City right now.
Yes.
Looking at the snow. It's quite spectacular.
Not as snowy as previous years, which
No.
has been welcome.
I really feel like I just need you to say sweaty balls.
I've been wanting to this entire time. Literally, you have no idea. Oh, I just love your sweaty balls. They're so good. I did tell someone that she made really good balls this week because she was making snowballs, and I was like, wow, you have great balls.
Well, this first episode will be mainly focused on Sundance movies that
Yes.
we've seen, but from here on out, we'll just talk about things that we haven't gotten around to, or TV shows, or things that you want to hear us talk about.
Exactly. Things that are just on our mind. More than movies and Drag Race. There's so much more to us. Is there?
I don't know.
I don't think so. What's your favorite?
What's my favorite so far?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, well, so we saw this cute rom-com called Adam
Yes.
that I really, really liked.
I really liked it. Okay, so on paper, this movie should not work.
No, you read the description and you go, oh no.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of like a mistaken identity type rom-com where
It's the usual. I'm secretly writing an article about you, and you're gonna be so mad.
Exactly.
It's the
Oh
traditional
no, I
rom-com.
lied to you, and you're gonna find out. Except the lie is that this 17 or 18-year-old straight male lets her think that he is in fact a transgender man.
Yeah.
And on paper, you read that and you go, this seems very tasteless. But I think because it was a trans filmmaker, it definitely helped. It was handled with care.
It was like a really lighter fare for the subject matter. I felt like it was
Yes.
just like a nice window into the world of LGBTQ, all of the above. And it showed so many different varieties of people and genders, and every character was really just like figuring it out. Like
Yes.
they're at a time in their lives, early in college, end of high school, where they don't know what they want or who they want to date or all of that stuff. And everyone's sort of cool with it.
Absolutely.
It was just open.
It was. Oh, and so it's funny. It takes place in 2006. And it was
which
like,
they remind you often.
often. I mean,
A Laguna Beach poster?
oh my God, I loved it. Let's watch the L Word.
Let's watch the L Word. I had forgotten it was 2006, and I was like, wait, what are they? They're all sitting around having viewing parties of the L Word? What?
I loved it. It made it feel realer to me.
Right.
And it also just, I guess, maybe for me personally, reminded me of my own, like, coming of age.
Sure.
Which
Closer
was
to the
around
time
the
frame.
same time.
Yeah.
And, it was like I would stay up late and watch Queer as Folk at, 12 o'clock at night or whatever.
We get a brief fleeting moment with Anna Gasteyer.
Oh,
She's in it for like a minute and a half.
Avaryl and I had the same reaction. We were like, oh, yeah. Oh, she never shows up again.
Not even in a voicemail.
No.
LadyBird Style.
No, they mention the parents somewhat often, but then we never see the parents be. He says
all
at some point,
secondhand.
my mom can't even say lesbian without doing her Dracula voice or something
I think
like
it was supposed to
vampire
be
voice.
like lesbian.
Oh, lesbian.
Lesbian. I don't know. Is that a vampire voice?
I don't know. I was thinking like the Count.
Lesbian.
Lesbian.
I don't know.
I don't know. But we never saw Anna Gasteyer do it.
No, I thought the intro was
Weak.
unnecessary.
Sure.
Once I got to New York, I was having a great time.
Absolutely.
But it was so quick, I didn't care. Well, and it reminded me of this other rom-com called Different for Girls with Rupert Graves and Miriam Margolyes, who's the most fabulous person.
Of course.
And that was also just like a kind of cute rom-com that about a trans woman and a man, and they went to high school together before she transitioned, and then they kind of re-meet, and it's just this sort of, from what I remember, it's been a while.
Okay.
But like I remember it being really, really cute, and I was like, oh, I want more movies about this that aren't, as heavy and powerful as movies like Tangerine are and all of that, and they're so important, and I'm so happy they're out there. It's nice to see like a lighter side too.
It is. Well, for me, this is something that is more approachable.
Yeah.
You know,
For
like,
it definitely like gives you a clear out as a white straight man to be like, it's fine.
Oh.
Just be accepting and we'll forgive you anything.
well, a little bit. A little bit. I mean, a lot of it.
A lot of it.
But somehow you're not put off by it.
No, yeah.
Well, and like it's funny. So at the end, they're like out in the woods, and she screams, "I'm bisexual," and he screams, "I'm a straight cis male," and I go, "Oh," and he luckily then just goes, "Gross," and it was like, okay, this movie gets it. What's fun about it is that it's like, I think especially in 2019, there's so much of like this nonsense of people being like, "Oh well, you know, straight white males are the newest persecuted class," you know, and you're just like, fuck you. But this kind of plays with that notion where it's like, oh, I feel weird. Like he's surrounded by all of these people that are.
He is the minority.
He is in this
movie,
group.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a fun dynamic, flipped dynamic.
Yeah. So I think that was probably my favorite. I really liked it.
I really liked it too. I would say for me, my favorite was one that Avaryl hasn't seen yet.
Ugh.
But
I'm so jealous.
Oh my God. It's called Hail Satan. They added a question mark because
why?
they wanted to soften it.
They
wanted it to be more inviting.
I would say add an exclamation point.
That's what I said. So Hail Satan is a documentary about the Satanic Temple, which turns out not necessarily what you think.
No, I know. You told me, and I'm jealous, and I'm excited, and I want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I said it's the feel-good documentary of the year, which again is not what you would expect for a documentary about the Satanic Temple. But it turns out that the Satanic Temple is just a religion that was essentially created to troll established religion and the real deep hold that the evangelical Christianity has taken in particularly Southern politics, but pretty much politics as a whole.
Like discriminating and
exactly,
all that kind of stuff.
Like anti-abortion stuff versus abortion.
Right,
it's like all of that brought to the forefront and using the constitutional freedom of religion to push back. And it's all about choice, which is really cool. So,
and inclusiveness.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
It's great.
Like, I'm really excited.
I highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure I'm a Satanist now. It's
you and Guilfoyle.
Me and Guilfoyle, exactly. What's cool too is that they do like churchy things. Like they have like adopted a highway and a beach in Dana Point, and like they clean up stuff and hang out.
Productive and positive.
Absolutely.
You had said too, like they talk about how being just an atheist or an agnostic is really lonely.
Yeah, there's this one guy.
There's not like, oh, let's go have a meeting about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
There's this one like pretty fabulous guy who described himself as a zesty atheist, which I really enjoyed. But he was like, you know.
But lemon or lime?
I don't know. Maybe both. A zesty atheist.
I like that a lot.
I like zesty as a term for gay.
Or like sassy,
instead of fruity,
an equivalent of sassy.
Exactly, yes, but like a little bit gayer.
So we also saw Velvet Buzzsaw, which is the new Dan Gilroy movie.
Yes.
He did Nightcrawler, and then I think Nightcrawler was his first directorial debut, and then now this is his second. Oh no, wait, he did one in between. That Denzel movie that had a terrible title, something Esquire.
Oh God,
I forget what it's called. I don't remember.
Something.
It was a bad title.
Esquire. Yeah, it was.
But he did that too.
So is this. We'll get to it.
A bad title, yeah. Well, it's an intriguing title. You can't seem to remember it.
No, I really cannot. I called it. I called it Velvet
Buzzkill.
Violin Buzzsaw.
Violet Buzzkill.
Well, it is Buzzsaw.
I think Violet Buzzkill might be a great drag name.
Violet Buzzkill.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't bring the party.
Is she a party pooper? Does she poop at the party?
She poops at the party.
And everybody knows this?
I like this movie. It had problems.
Yes.
It's sort of a satire. Not sort of, is a satire of the art world, of the modern art.
Yes,
scene.
I think that was the more successful part.
100% the most successful part. It's very much, I was watching it like, wow, this is really giving me some Robert Altman, the player, like long sweeping shots of this huge cast, like the opening shot in Miami. They're at the big art show. And it's, we're following Jake. And then the camera kind of runs into Toni Collette and follows her and da-da-da. And I was like, this is just straight out of The Player. And then I looked it up, and Dan Gilroy was on record being like, I watched The Player a lot.
Oh my God.
It was one of my inspirations. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it
and
showed.
Similarly to The Player, like you read the plot and you're like, oh, that sounds really cool. Like big Hollywood producer gets wrapped up in a murder and like all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then you actually see the movie and the plot is not like most Altman movies. The plot is not really what it's about. Let's just say that.
Sure.
And so I felt the same way about this, where I was like, on paper, I'm like, ooh, Jake Gyllenhaal, that's like a weird art critic, and Rene Russo and Toni Collette, like, yes. And there's like haunted paintings or so. Something's happening. But then the actual plot of it is like, oh, well, that wasn't really fleshed out.
Yeah, that was the problem. I mean, I don't know. I did not care for this movie as much as Avaryl did.
It was just so weird. I have a higher tolerance for this is weird, therefore I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I'm so used to just like crap.
Sure.
Like boring crap. I'm like, I've seen this 1,000 times.
And this wasn't crap.
No.
It certainly wasn't. It was just a little too pretentious for me.
Yeah, you also have a very low tolerance for
do.
pretension.
It was very much up its own
But
ass.
can we talk about Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, we have to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal because he is everything in this movie.
Oh, he was the best part of the movie. He was in the movie I wanted.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knew what he was doing.
Yep.
He had a full character.
Oh, yeah.
It was a character.
It was so much
His
of a
name
character.
is Morph. Couldn't not laugh every single time. Morph. Oh, hi, Morph. What?
Yeah, his hair was perhaps the most hideous hair I've seen on screen.
I mean,
in a long
it was
time.
Donnie Darko grown up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was that.
It was.
This is the sequel to Donnie Darko, I think. Although, is he dead at the end of Donnie Darko?
so.
It's been a while since
It has
I saw
been
that movie.
a long while. And I think it's probably best that way.
I think it's best left in high school Avryl's mind.
Exactly. It's like, let's leave it there.
Like I said, the satire of the art world was so freaking spot on.
Yeah.
The way they described things
Yes.
and like,
Well, hold on. I'm just going to pause you. I
Yeah.
think we should probably roll back tape.
oh, okay.
And mention, Velvet. God damn it.
Buzzsaw.
Velvet Buzzsaw is going to be on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
It might be at the time that we post this because I'm not sure when this is coming out.
Yeah.
You can see it there.
I would say watch it. I mean, if you like weird, odd movies and you like Jake Gyllenhaal,
Yeah.
I would say it's not bad at all. I liked it. It just has problems.
The plot is that there is a mysterious painter who has died and left all of this artwork that was very explicitly supposed to be burned and destroyed.
Yeah.
And instead, this art dealer steals it.
Art dealer's assistant. Yeah,
she's young and hungry.
Push you down those stairs.
Yeah. And then it turns out that maybe there's something more sinister going on.
I don't know if this movie was supposed to be straight up a horror thriller satire or if it's supposed to be like a satire horror thriller. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because like I said, so the thriller aspects of it pretty much failed for me.
Yeah.
Some of it's great and on point, but like there are deaths and they look stupid. And so I didn't know if that was on purpose.
Well, it was weird. I think
Like the actual CGI looks bad. I wish it had been more abstract. So basically instead of literally the paintings killing people, like have it be like, is the painting driving them mad? Did they kill themselves?
Right.
Did they get scared to death by whatever? I wanted it to be slightly more abstract. So in my mind, I could be more horrified instead of like, well, I mean, what's this? A hand just appeared from a light bulb cord and what?
Yeah, that was the worst death.
Monkeys was pretty bad.
Monkeys was pretty awful.
But Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my God.
Because the campiness of him
Yeah. Oh yeah.
was the best part.
Absolutely.
So
he knew what movie he was in.
he's pretty much constantly naked.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Seemingly for no reason except every reason.
Except every reason.
He's this art critic who basically can't figure out what to do with his own life in any way outside of judging art. So he has to like attribute everything he's judging in life to that artwork and stuff like that. So he just like can't. He's a mess.
Yes.
Essentially.
A little bit. I think we should talk more about him being naked.
But it's just like, and then he was writing his review and his laptop's covering his goodies.
I mean, I really loved it. It's just him lounging in this chair, and it's just like a laptop on his crotch, and everything is just like a slow pan
Well,
up
and
his
then
abs.
his sexy boyfriend who's like, let's go skinny dipping.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go in the pool. Are you done working yet? And then he just like drops the towel and dives in. It's so
but
stupid.
Jake couldn't care less because
He's
the
over
art.
Oh, well, and then he's over him, and he's moved on to.
Oh, right. So the movie starts, and it very much presenting him as a gay man, seemingly, 100%. And then suddenly he's very much interested in the woman who discovers the paintings. And so we were like, oh, okay, so he's bisexual. But I think that was another part of his character being like, I just want whatever I'm obsessed with at the moment.
Yes. Fickle.
Up for any kind of pleasure he can get at any moment.
Yeah. They all seemed like terrible people.
Well, that was one of the problems. I didn't care that any of them were dying.
Nope.
Because you don't really like them. So had it been more abstract, had it been more of a straight up comedy, I think it would have been more successful.
Well, I also would have liked, so the whole plot line, I mean, spoiler alert, watch it. It's on Netflix, so that's so easy to do. It's like, whatever. Yeah. It's 2 hours of your time. It's weird. It's cool. It's bad. It's good. I don't know.
Renee Russo and Tony Collette are there.
Enough said.
Enough said.
And Jake Gyllenhaal and his ass. Enough said. Watch it. So what I really would have liked, basically the whole premise is that this artist had like a tortured past.
Yeah, his mother and sister were killed in a fire. His dad was abusive. He went to like an insane asylum. At some point, it turns into a Ryan Murphy movie.
I was like, what is this American Horror Story? Like,
It was like
Violet
flashback montage to
Velvet.
Velvet. Okay, so can I explain the title to you?
Oh, yes.
Apparently, VioletBuzzkill is like a slang for cunnilingus
Oh, interesting.
or vagina dentatas.
Oh, well, in this case. Oh,
VioletBuzzkill.
now wouldn't that have been better? I guess they couldn't have shown it to us, but wouldn't it have been better if it was like on her thigh?
Oh, so Renee Russo has a buzzsaw. She used to be in a punk rock band. She has a buzzsaw tattoo.
All
It ends
like
up
very bad exposition.
buzzsawing her to death.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they can show Jake getting sodomized by a robot.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah.
I'll just do one last point. Jake Gyllenhaal's flip phone.
Oh my god. I still don't know. I tried to ask it in the Q&A. I wanted to know what was the choice.
It was set in present day. He, by all accounts, would want the best, the newest.
You would think his character had informed us of that.
And it's just not even addressed that he has a flip phone.
From like 2006
It
too.
was really funny to me.
It almost reminded me of that horrible, stupid movie that we watched where
You're gonna have to narrow that down.
well, right, where the band guy and he like kept the same phone. Remember, it's like duct tape to get the voicemail.
Forever
off
My
it?
Girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Except there was no tragic backstory about saving a voicemail from his long lost love.
Exactly. We had no idea why he had the cell phone from
He
2006.
just had a flip phone.
It wasn't even like a razor. It was like a non-sexy phone.
Or a sidekick.
Oh my god. But like it was like, why? What?
I don't know. I really wish we'd gotten to ask the question because everyone else was asking pretentious art questions at the Q&A.
I know, and they're all just like everyone's up there talking about like, oh well, art is just so powerful and meaningful. I really wanted to express how the spirit of people can be in the art and transfer. Oh my god, it was too much.
And John Malkovich.
Oh, and John Malkovich. He didn't have as much of a role as I would have liked.
No, I wish there had been a main character.
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
I wish they had either focused more on Jake Gyllenhaal, more on Josephina, the young assistant, or Renee Russo. Like, pick one of them, and everyone else can be kind of wacky side characters.
Absolutely.
That are still awesome.
Yes.
But, like, give us more...
And still very present.
Rounded out of, like, one person that we're following.
Exactly.
So then we kind of care.
Yeah.
More.
Agreed.
So, I liked it. I didn't love it.
I found it to be entertaining most of the time. I was lucky enough to see the premiere of Late Night featuring the fabulous Emma Thompson. So it's Emma Thompson as a late night host, and Mindy Kaling gets to become her new female writing staff.
Is she the only female?
Yes, of course.
Okay. What year is it supposed to be present day?
Present day.
Okay.
Mindy Kaling wrote it. I forget who directed it. So sorry about it.
Was it a woman?
Yes, it was. So it starts off, I don't know. I liked this movie. I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really funny. It's kind of like I Feel Pretty with like that same kind of like message, except this was very heavy-handed with the like.
Oh, I Feel Pretty wasn't. I fell off a Soul Cycle bike, and now I'm. Think I'm the most beautiful person in the world.
You know, it wasn't as heavy-handed as this.
Okay.
And it really, you haven't seen I Feel Pretty, so I think you should back off.
Fine, I'll back off. The trailer just really, really got to me.
The movie was much better than the trailer.
Okay, great.
I actually really liked I Feel Pretty.
I was expecting it to be some sort of Shallow Hal situation.
It was much. I was afraid of that, and it turned out it was a lot nicer than that.
Great.
Okay, so basically, Emma Thompson's show, Not Doing So Hot, she's like, I want a woman. And so they hire Mindy Kaling through a whole series of things, whatever. She's hilarious. It's great. Turns out that Emma Thompson is losing her show because she hasn't updated with the times, and, you know, she brings on boring guests and whatever. It's a little slow, but it's funny, and the people are all funny, and Emma Thompson has amazing outfits. So
are they like suits and...
Yes, always suits, fabulous colors, sequins,
Ooh.
like all sorts of fabulous. It's like fabulous outfits. Loved it.
Oh, and I was talking to you because I was hoping when you were kind of telling me the description, I was like, oh, do they have a lot of fun cameos from like, oh, and next up, Tilda Swinton, blah, 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 you know, with our matching lime green sequin suits. You know, like it's not a whole scene. It's like, and we have a joke and we go to commercial and then she's off in the wings of the backstage.
Love
but
it.
you said that wasn't really what they were going for. Because that would have been fun to play more with late night television.
Absolutely.
Where it seems like it was kind of not wanting to focus on that as much.
No, it's mostly about like the behind the scenes. It's about the writer's room and how toxic writers' rooms are. It's about you know, the value of having diversity, giving a voice to underrepresented, you know, communities.
Sure.
All of that's important, not as funny. It was a solid B+, but I didn't like
You weren't obsessed
die.
with
I wasn't
it.
obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So another super cute, fun one that I actually liked better than Late Night was called Blinded by the Light. So Blinded by the Light is directed by the director of Bend It Like Beckham. And it's kind of a similar structure to Bend It Like Beckham, where it is a young teen, I mean, he's like 18 or 17 or whatever, from boy from Pakistan. I guess he's actually a first generation Brit.
Londoner or whatever.
They're not in London, they're like outside,
okay.
and his whole dream is that he wants to like get out of this tiny little town that he hates and like get to London. Rather than being obsessed with football, he likes to write. He takes an English class instead of the economics class that his father wants him to take. And at this new school, there's this boy that he meets that is like listening to
Bruce Springsteen.
yeah, thank you. I don't know why I wanted to say Bruce Campbell, and I was like, I don't know who that is.
I mean, I've told you who that is on numerous occasions, but I like that it's in there somewhere.
Somewhere, just rattling around.
Somewhere, just ping-ponging
Yep.
around in your brain.
Great.
No, Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
The boss.
Yes, exactly. And it changes his life. And he's just like obsessed with Bruce Springsteen. And it starts to become this like slow burning musical where it becomes more and more musical throughout the movie.
I can't wait to see it.
It's charming. It's wonderful.
I'm excited.
I really liked it.
I hope it takes off.
I hope so too.
So we both also saw the Untitled Amazing Jonathan documentary.
Oh my God.
That is the title of the
Yes.
movie. And oh boy. Well, what I would say first is I would say go see it.
Yeah.
Without any spoilers, because it is a roller coaster.
It is. It's like the catfish, the jinx
Yes.
of
Yes.
this year's Sundance, where you're like, that's not what you expected.
Right. I just thought it was so much more interesting. Basically, Amazing Jonathan was this famous magician, mostly through
He's not dead yet.
Well, he's not famous. Sorry.
Wow, WayHarsh Tai.
he was much more famous in the 90s.
Sure.
Imagine Dave Coulier with a headband, like with like across the forehead. That's the guy. Like I didn't remember him, and
No,
then once
no.
I started showing clips, I was like, oh, kinda. So imagine that in your head. And basically, he gets diagnosed with cardiomyopathy and is given 1 year to live. So they decide they're going to make a documentary about him because he lives 4 years past his terminal
Exactly.
sentence.
Yeah.
So you think it's just going to be about that? Oh, retrospective of his work. Oh, let's interview Penn Jillette and see what he thinks. That kind of stuff. And it is that, but then it takes a turn, and let's just say it becomes more about the filmmaker himself and their relationship.
Yeah.
Which I always enjoy. I think because I've been involved with docs and production and I know the process, like it's fascinating to me to see it fall apart because I've been there.
Yes.
And so it's sort of like a meta documentary.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Like if you added in the Curb Your Enthusiasm soundtrack
Oh my God.
and edited it a little tighter, like this could straight up just be a Christopher Guest mockumentary.
Absolutely.
And I'm here for that.
Yeah, I did find it fascinating and crazy.
It's a good watch.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
I don't want to say too much. I just think it was like really interesting, and I'm glad I didn't have any context for it. Really,
I agree.
I was
I
just
agree.
like, okay, let's see what happens. And the first half hour is very traditional, and you kind of go, I hope this is what. So, I would just say stick with it, and I would definitely recommend it.
I would too. I saw one that was fun and silly called Little Monsters.
Not to be confused with the Fred Savage. Wasn't that what that movie was called? Little Monsters.
I think so.
I think that's what it was called.
Something similar at
like
least.
Howie Mandel or something?
Yeah,
Was it?
because I was like, what was it? Oh, no, it's different. So Little Monsters is an Australian film featuring Lupita Nyong'o, who is everything,
Sure.
and Josh Gad.
Who you traditionally don't love.
No, I don't. Luckily, he turns out to be the villain.
Oh, great.
I mean, not really. Okay, so Little Monsters is a zombie movie, and Lupita Nyong'o is a teacher on a field trip who has to keep her class safe. And it's nice because the scope is small.
Right.
They're on this like farm or whatever that they're visiting, and it's silly.
It's not
and-
World War Z.
No, oh no, exactly. It reminded me very much of like the tone and vibe of like a Shaun of the Dead or Grabbers or any of those other fun like Sundance-y midnight screens that we've seen.
Tucker and Dale
Versus Evil. A
yeah.
little less graphic than that.
Sure.
It's not particularly gory. It's just fun and silly.
Well,
And
I didn't know it was Australian, so that's exciting because that the humor is going to be
Yeah.
weird and great and spot on.
Exactly. And Lupita Nyong'o, I can't stress enough like how she carries this movie on her back.
Does she try and do an Australian accent?
No.
Are the kids Australian?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I was just wondering.
It's not, there's not a lot of accents.
Okay.
It's not like noticeable, at least, that I remember.
Okay.
No, but it was silly and fun. I would recommend that one.
Oh man, well, so then we're recording this before we've seen it, but oh boy, am I so excited to watch Sonia the White Swan, the
Yes.
Sonia Henney biopic.
Oh my God.
I can't wait.
I can't either. I really hope that it lives up to the expectations.
I know. I kind of wish Paul Verhoeven was directing it because I feel like it would be insane.
Yeah, that would
Remember,
be.
what was that movie called? Black Book? And it was like this woman during the Holocaust, and she was a Jew, but she was pretending to be a Gentile, and then she had like seduced the Nazis to like get secrets from them, and it was like edgy and weird and Paul Verhoeven-y.
Yeah.
But I can't wait, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. Well, so it's interesting. You were telling me, I don't know that much about Sonia Henney.
So she's basically the ice skating equivalent of Esther Williams.
Well, no, I mean, I know who she is.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know
for
much about her life, but
for our
yes,
audience.
for everyone who doesn't know who she is.
She all through the 30s and some of the 40s, she was, instead of, Esther Williams is in the pool, Sonia Henney's on the ice, and there was these cute rom-coms, they're all the same plot, but this beautiful costume designs and just like, everything. They spent so much money on stuff that I liked back then. Costumes, hair, all of the above.
Instead of CG.
Costume changes, dance sequences, people that can dance and sing. And so it was exciting. But I really hope so. There's this, I forget what movie it's in, but there's this famous skating sequence where they dyed the ice black. And the movie's in black and white. And so with the high contrast, she is like spinning on this black ice, and it just is this perfect reflection of how they did the angle. And so it looks like there's two of her just on top of each other, and it's amazing.
That sounds crazy.
So we'll see. Hopefully the actress they got can ice skate.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Or the stunt double that they got can ice skate.
Well, I'm sure that's the case.
Yeah. So I mentioned to Avaryl when we were talking about this, there is a fabulous documentary called The Fabulous Ice Age.
Oh, right.
That's on Netflix. It's all about
like ice capades.
No,
right?
it's pre-ice capades, really. It's all about ice dancing.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess is sort of ice capades-y.
Right.
But they make a clear distinction and delineation in the documentary.
Sonia Henney is in that, has a section in that one
yes,
too, right?
Yes, she does. I can tell you all about it, but you could also just go watch it because you should. It's short and cute and amazing.
Do you like ice skating?
Watch this movie.
Go watch this movie.
Period. Yeah.
Do you like ice skating costumes?
Yes.
Go watch this movie.
And what's really cool about the documentary is that this guy that was in the ice dancing tours around the world, he saved all of this stuff, the costumes and the pamphlets and the this and the that. And so it's really well preserved and it's cool to look at.
And didn't they make like a museum
yes.
after the movie came out?
After the movie came out, they raised money to make a museum to hold it all, which is pretty cool. It's in like Minneapolis or somewhere cold.
Somewhere where you might find ice dancing.
Sure. Should we talk about some of the stuff that's been here that we've done?
Should we talk about Silver Foxy Zac Efron?
I mean, I could talk about Silver Foxy Zac Efron for the next 2 hours.
I feel like your voice got sexier in that sentence.
It was intended to.
Basically, Zac Efron is starring as Ted Bundy in a new biopic that I guess is more about his longtime girlfriend that like could never really admit or see who he really was.
Oh, interesting.
But the second I heard that it was a movie about Ted Bundy, I was like, hard pass, can't deal with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to see that movie, but I will attend the party.
Yes. And we did, and it was fabulous. Not only was there Zac Efron, but there was pizza, like really fancy good pizza. And cookies. Like, come on.
I mean, and Zac Efron's basically transforming himself into a Bond villain. Like, he looks like Christopher Walken in A View to a Kill. Like, he's got real white hair, but then like a dark goatee.
Beard, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on board for him as a Bond villain.
I mean, yes. With when
Charlize. Yes.
when Charlize is Bond. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I love that pairing.
Mm-hmm.
I would love them to be in any movie together.
I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good actor.
I like him a lot. Yeah, it was by no means that I thought he would do a bad job as Ted Bundy.
No.
I just didn't feel like I needed to go through that.
There's a documentary on Ted Bundy out, too.
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah, and Netflix apparently tweeted, they're like, shutting down the thirst. Because apparently people were like tweeting about like how hot Ted Bundy is. And they're like, you guys, he's a serial killer.
Well, and that was the whole thing. Like, that's why he was so successful, which is terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, guys. I don't feel like we should be publicizing Ted Bundy.
Exactly.
Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Oh, yes. And then I got to see Jeff Goldblum on the street. I mean, I would have loved to like interact
Another
with
silver
him.
fox.
I mean, right? Ugh, that hair was really coiffed. He is dapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's great. Also, like the charisma, it was like exuding on the sidewalk.
There's a thing that certain people have where they change the chemical makeup of the room, the street they're on, the area that they are. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum's one of those people. I met him at a stage door, and it was like, there's a force field and I don't know, hi, what? I know what you're talking about.
Just like magnificence, I
Yeah.
don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
There are a few more things that we're interested and excited to see. There's like a political documentary called Knocking Down the House that is not just about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but about like the whole group of, I think there was like 4 or 5 across the country that this group kind of lifted up and put together.
It seems like an inspirational, political, hopeful,
Quite.
all of the above. I'm excited. Apparently there's this movie that was supposed to star Sharon Stone, which I don't know how I feel about it. But now it's starring Demi Moore. Demi, called Corporate Animals, where I read the description wrong.
How did you read it wrong?
So it's like, Demi Moore is the CEO of Edible Incredibles. So I immediately was like, so she sells like edibles.
Weed candies.
This will be interesting.
No.
But it was Edible Incredible utensils.
Yes, they're like edible
So
utensils.
they're like biodegradable.
I would
or
assume.
you like eat them at the end of the meal?
I guess.
Suck on them like a popsicle?
Sure.
Not sure.
Maybe does it taste like candy?
I don't know, but apparently they go on a corporate retreat and get locked in a cave. And Ed Helms is there. So I'm interested.
I'm intrigued. And then there's a documentary from the same people that did, what was it called?
14 numbers.
52 or something like that.
The number of shots and edits and cuts in the shower sequence from Psycho. I forget what the number is.
I think it was like 1452 or something like that.
Yeah. All about like how the first Alien movie like came to fruition. Like at first, the screenplay was getting written by one guy and then he got stumped and then he kind of, and just sort of like how it came about and how it's become such a huge historical, cultural thing. Like everyone, like xenomorphs have gone so beyond that movie,
Remember The Predator?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Remember that movie. Whoa.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's an oh boy.
Yeah.
Show Shane Black.
Oh yeah. What happened?
What happened?
Yeah. But so no, I'm excited. There's some good stuff at Sundance this year.
Yeah.
You okay?
I just got tangled up in my wire here.
My wire.
In my wire. The Man on. Did you know that they have 2 Academy Awards for Man on Wire and Searching for Sugar Man? Seriously though, go watch the Untitled Amazing Jonathan documentary.
Yeah.
That's
all we'll say.
You'll get
it. It'll be great. I mean, I would say everything that we watched, I would recommend.
Yeah, I would recommend them. I like them.
Yeah, I think Blinded by the Light is the most commercial one I've seen. Where like my mom will love that movie.
I'm excited.
And like it'll be like my mom will then tell all of her friends. It's that kind of viral thing.
I hope it, big fat Greek weddings.
Exactly.
Or Bend It Like Beckham's for that matter.
It has the same feel as Bend It Like Beckham, and I think it was a really good movie.
Cool.
So you'll have to see it.
All right. Well, this is the first installation of Let's Have a Kiki.
Let's have a Kiki. I want to have a Kiki. I mean, we could make a shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink, trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine.
Of wine?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, I just love this sweaty wine. It doesn't work as much.
This sweaty bottle of wine?
This sweaty bottle. Just,
no.
No. No.
I love the way your balls smell.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
I love it.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, we're going to try and get these out once a month.
Yeah.
At first, at least.
Yeah.
That is all the time we have to do it.
Certainly right now with Drag Race. But we'll see. Maybe we can do special little mini episodes if there's something we just have to talk about.
I mean, yes. There's going to be plenty of wigs in 2019 that we're going to need to talk about.
Absolutely. So thanks for joining and cheers.
Cheers.